opportunities to investigate the impacts of acid deposition and air pollution on park resources. The park staff, along with local teachers, designed the community science projects to provide the park with long-term monitoring information. In this video, MPS Ranger Aaron speaks about the value of hands-on engagement citizen science requires.
So the project that we were working on today was a citizen science project. With citizen science projects, we try to get students out into the park to work on actual scientific projects that we are completing within the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The students are collecting real data that will go into a database that they have access to, so they can review the data that they've collected, and if they so desire, they can actually expand on what they do in the park. They could do a project in their science class that they could present to their classmates. We want them to have a connection to the park, and hopefully having them collect real data will help connect them to the park and also to science. So today in particular, we were working with students doing a terrestrial macroinvertebrate search, and I've done several of these with students, and almost every time that we do a terrestrial macroinvertebrate search with students, they start out being kind of hesitant, they maybe don't want to get their hands dirty, they don't want to touch the insects, and then we get them out in the field, we give them the tools to work with, and always there's a couple of enthusiastic groups that are in the leaf litter right away and just looking for those insects, and then other students see that they're having a good time and they want to join in and participate, and so they start looking enthusiastically for their insects. And then we get to take them back into the classroom and they get to see what they found up on a big screen under the microscope. And that usually generates a lot of enthusiasm because you have all these little insects that you could barely see outside, and now they're on this big giant screen and you get to see them in full detail, and that really helps to get students enthusiastic. So I think that anytime that you can get students out in the field and allow them to get hands-on and see the actual science in progress, that's going to help to connect them to what they're learning in the classroom. Although I don't get to spend much time in the classroom, definitely when I go and see students in the classroom and we can refer to experiences that they've had in the park and out in the field, it makes the science come alive for them and it helps them to make the connections to what they're reading.
Additional project goals for the schools and the community partners were identified. Objectives were then decided upon to achieve those goals. As part of the program's STEM objectives, students learned how to utilize various forms of technology to collect data while in the park. The projects included monitoring water quality, lichens, salamanders, terrestrial invertebrates, and conducting ozone biomonitoring. Each data set was then entered into databases located on the Hands on the Land website. Additional learning objectives focused on the 21st century skill set and cultural knowledge. This video speaks to the value of including culture.
I think that anytime that you can incorporate culture into science and incorporate a multidisciplinary aspect to a project, that it only strengthens the project. I think that working with the Cherokee students in their home communities and hopefully giving them some knowledge and bringing them into a land that was theirs, reconnects them to their heritage, and that hopefully that makes them, more connected to the park, it makes them more connected to science, and it just kind of brings everything together for them. That it's not just science is, one aspect of what we do and it doesn't relate to anything else. If we can relate that to the cultural component, that only strengthens what we're trying to do.
In this video, one of the high school teachers shares how the project enhanced curriculum and provided information on natural resource careers.
So this program has helped me enhance my curriculum in the classroom by being able to give real life examples, not only giving real life examples, but helping the students understand that there are actually jobs that they can do with this information that they're gaining in this class and with this hands-on experience. Whether they could be park rangers, work for the Park Service in another entity, or work for the Forest Service, or even the BIE around here. We've used the data that we've collected in our citizen science projects is by going on to Hands on the Land and seeing how other citizen science projects have related, how their data varies from area to area. And since we live near the park and in this wonderful place of Cherokee, how we have a pristine environment, and we'd like to keep it that way. So my favorite moment from the project is, I have a few, but one is where the students are like, oh, Miss Crow, I don't want to do this. And then once we start doing it, and especially after the fact, they have thoroughly enjoyed themselves and ask when we're going to do it again. Another thing that I really enjoy is being able to have better one-on-one time with them than I can get in the classroom. They're more open, more willing to talk and find a common connection, not only with me, but with other students.